So we'll discuss about gyroscope. I'll start from beginning. Just go with the basic concepts. We already discussed in the class also, but again, once again, I will discuss about thing. So gyroscope actually will be used when there is a body is in under motion. Okay, when the body is under motion and it takes a uh, change in the path of direction. For example, if it is going with a curved path, or it is taking some left or right turn, okay, and when the body is under motion, and due to that, what is the effect, okay, that you need to study with the help of gyroscope. Okay, so gyroscopes will be helpful in the moving objects like your two-wheeler or four-wheeler or aeroplane or ships, okay, or a type of a disc. Okay, so whenever there is having some motion and you want to see the effect of that due to the turning or moving effect, and when the direction is being changed, so how you need to consider that. So let's see about that. So when a body actually moves along a curved path with uniform linear velocity, so actually you will be getting a type of centripetal force, and that has to be applied externally over the body so that it moves along the required curved path. So this is known as nothing but the type of active force. So this external force which is applied here, so that is a type of active force, and one other force will be nothing but about the centrifugal force. So when it is moving along a circular path, and it's subjected to centrifugal force. So centrifugal force actually try to take the forces radially outwards. So you have already seen in the balancing also, centrifugal force is nothing but the external, it will try to move, the force will try to move outwards. That is centrifugal force is nothing but mr omega square. So when the speed is there, and due to the mass and the radius effects, and it is going to try to force will be tried to radially outwards, and this centrifugal force is nothing but a type of reactive force. Okay, so the action of the reactive or the centrifugal force actually to tilt or move the body along the radially outward direction. So this type of two forces are there, active force and the reactive force, according to the centripetal acceleration and the centrifugal force. Next we will see the precision angular motion which will be there. For example, if we take an example of disc there in the figure, when the direction of viewing is from the right to left, and you can see when the disc is having some motion in the, say, the direction you can see there, and the axis of spin is in that direction, which is shown with the horizontal line there, and you can see when there is a change in the position and the new axis of the shift which moves from OX there in the figure. So if OX is shifted from O to OX dash, okay, so what is the change? That angle del theta, so that is shifted to the new axis there. So axis of spin is shifted to new axis from OX to OX dash. So initially it will having some angular velocity omega, and when it is moving from OX to OX dash, you can see there is a change of omega plus del omega. So you know that nothing but angular acceleration is nothing but the rate of change of angular velocity with respect to time. Okay, so this is nothing but angular acceleration alpha, you have seen that. So when you differentiate angular velocity, that is omega, so d omega by dt is nothing but the angular acceleration, that is alpha. Okay, so it is a vector quantity and may be represented by drawing a vector diagram, so by help of the right hand screw rule. So let us consider the disc there as shown in the figure, and rotating about anti-clockwise direction as shown in the figure there. So x is the axis of spin, and when it is having angular velocity of omega, so what will happen? So there is a little bit of change in the position, that is about the new axis OX dash. So the new one angular velocity will be omega plus d omega, and let us say that representation first initially it is given by OX, and next the final angular velocity which is represented by omega plus d omega, let us represented by OX dash. So total, if you consider now the vector diagrams as shown in the figure B, okay, so if you draw the lines there from the for the vector diagram, so the final you can see xx dash, so that is moving from x dash, that represent nothing but the change of angular velocity in the time period of delta t. So that is that nothing but the angular acceleration of the disk, and which will be there. So this will be resolved into two components. One is about the parallel to OX, and another is the perpendicular to OX. Okay, so we're getting two components here, and if you take the component of angular acceleration in the direction of OX, that will be alpha t will be nothing but xr by del t. So that xr is nothing but OR minus OX. You can see this figure also. So that is nothing but OX dash cos del theta minus OX divided by del t. So using this notation and substituting the values of OX dash, that is omega plus del omega. So and substituting OX is as nothing but omega. So what will get, you can as the del theta is very small, you can substitute cos del theta is equal to 1, and when you substitute all these things, omega and omega all get cancelled, so it getting as a del omega by del t, and when limit delta tends to 0, you get the alpha t value as d omega by dt. So the d omega by dt is nothing but the angular acceleration only, because I told you omega is the angular velocity and angular acceleration will be d omega by dt. Okay, so in the same manner, the component of angular acceleration in the perpendicular direction perpendicular to x, if you consider, it will be with respect to rx dash divided by del t, and ox dash sin theta divided by del t. So now with respect to sine components. So normal we have taken with respect to parallel, which is there with respect to the cos component. Now all with respect to sine component. So sin del theta will be very small, as sin del theta is equal to del theta. So if you consider that, again we will be getting here in the limit of del t tends to 0, you get omega into omega p, that is extra d theta by dt you are getting there. So this d theta by dt is nothing but the precision velocity, so that is omega p, and the total angular acceleration of the disk will be nothing but vector xx dash, so that is the vector sum of alpha t plus alpha c, what you have taken now. So both you need to consider. So that will be nothing but equal to d omega by dt plus omega into d theta by dt equal to d omega by dt plus omega into omega p. So that the extra will be there, omega p. Now in this, if you consider the d theta by dt, it will be nothing but the angular velocity of the axis of spin about a certain axis, and which is perpendicular to the plane in which the axis of spin is going to rotate. So this axis of spin, you are going to get the angular velocity, that d theta by dt. So that is nothing but the angular velocity of precision, whereas it is denoted by omega p, and about which it is going to turn, that axis of spin is known as nothing but the axis of precision. So the angular motion of the axis of spin about the axis of precision is known as the precision angular motion. So omega p, you need to go through the precision velocity, that is precision angular velocity for that. So you need to see that the axis of precision is perpendicular to the plane in which the axis of spin is going to rotate, and if the angular velocity of the disk remains constant at all position of the axis of spin, then d theta by dt is actually 0. So thus that alpha 0 c equal to that would be 0, and if the angular velocity of the disk changes the direction, so but remains constant in magnitude, then the angular acceleration of the disk is considered to be given as AC alpha c will be equal to omega into omega p. So this angular acceleration alpha c is nothing but the gyroscopic acceleration. Okay, so now based on this things, mainly if you consider the gyroscopic couple, so mainly we have three main axes. Okay, so one is about the axis of spin, one is the axis of the precision, okay, and another is the axis of gyroscopic couple. So in again active there will be two types of gyroscopic couple there. One is the active type of gyroscopic couple, and one will be reactive type of gyroscopic couple. So you can see in this figure the x-axis, okay, that is from the direction of weaving, that is on the disk which is moving at a particular speed there, and if you consider the x-axis there, so that is nothing but the axis of spin. Okay, you can see in that figure. So and in the y-axis you can see that the y-axis, it is nothing but the axis of precision. Okay, so and we can see on the z-axis and towards the z axis you can see the axis of the active gyroscopic couple, whereas the opposite direction of the z direction, which is coming outwards now, that is z dash, that is seen in the figure. So that will be nothing but axis of reactive gyroscopic couple. So that is also the type of gyroscopic couple only, but that is reactive type. So mainly we are getting three main type of axis of there we go, axis of spin, and then axis of precision, and active axis of the gyroscopic couple. Now along this axis you can see the axis of the planes also. So if the axis of spin is along x axis, with respect to the opposite side will be the plane of the spinning. Okay, so that also you can see the figure there. Plane of spinning is represent just opposite to that plane, and same way the planes for the active gyroscopic couple and planes for the reactive gyroscopic couple is also shown there. And even the axis of precision, how we are equating in the y direction, the plane which is there, that is ox and around that z part. Okay, so that is nothing but the plane of precision. Okay, so this is about the taking the axis and the planes, about how you to consider it. Okay, so let us consider now a simple disk which is spinning with an angular velocity omega radians per second, and the axis of spin is again ox direction there. And let us see take the direction of viewing from the right to left, and when you see there, let us consider that the axis of spin of ox is having the disk in the anti-clockwise direction. So while viewing from the right to left, it is having the anti-clockwise direction, and from there, since the plane of the which is the in which the disk is rotating is actually the parallel to the plane of YOZ, you can see there. So therefore it is called nothing but the plane of spinning. Okay, so the axis will be OX there, and the plane of spinning will be YOZ. You can see there YOZ. Okay, and then the plane XOZ, the plane XOZ is a horizontal plane there, you can see, and the axis of spin rotates in the plane parallel to the horizontal plane about an axis OY there. And so in other words, the axis of spin is said to be rotating or processing about an axis OY. Okay, and then axis of spin is said to be the rotating or processing about the axis OY, so which is perpendicular to the both axis OX and OZ, and at an angular velocity omega p. So therefore the horizontal plane, that is XOZ, is called the plane of precision, and nothing but OY is nothing but the axis of precision. Okay, so let us consider now I as the mass moment of inertia about the disk, that is at about OX, and omega be the angular velocity of the disk. So you know that angular momentum of the disk is nothing but I omega. So since the angular momentum is the vector quantity, therefore you need to represent this OX dash. So let us take this direction there. OX we are taking the normal vector there, and when you take the, for example, left turn, that is from x to x dash here. Okay, so in this manner you can see there is active gyroscopic couple, and opposite direction here will be nothing but the reactive gyroscopic couple. So always you need to remember these things, that whenever there is a direction in this direction, when moving in the active gyroscopic couple, opposite will be there, will be the nothing but the reactive gyroscopic couple. So this all both will be opposite direction. Okay, so this is a consideration what we are taken for the angle del theta, which is rotated from x to x dash. Okay, so let us consider this axis of spin. OX is rotating anti-clockwise when seen from the top side, that is from the OX, that is about the axis OY, and let the axis OX is turned in the plane XOZ through the angle of del theta, that is position OX dash here. Then in the, that is having the time of del t seconds. So assuming that the angular velocity omega will be constant, and the angular momentum which will be there represented by OX dash. So the change in angular momentum, so that will be about the disk here I omega. So here that therefore change in will be nothing but OX dash minus OX. So that will be nothing but XX dash. So that can be represented by OX vector into del theta. So that becomes I omega into del theta. And you know that the rate of change of angular momentum, that can be represented by I omega into del theta by dt. Okay, so therefore what you get finally, the change of angular momentum gyroscopic couple, that can be considered as I omega omega p. So gyroscopic couple formula will be I omega into omega p, where omega p is the thing but the precision velocity, that is d theta by dt, and I is nothing but the mass moment of inertia, and omega is the angular velocity. Okay, so like this you need to consider the gyroscopic couple, and gyroscopic couple actually C will be nothing but Newton meter, units will be Newton meter, and moment of inertia is nothing but in kg meter square. Okay, so this is about the gyroscopic couple, and based on this, if you take a simple example of a disc, okay, so if a uniform disc of a diameter 300 mm is given, and a mass of around 5 kg is given there, and at a length of around 600 mm, so how to solve this type of problem when the other end of the arm is free to rotate in the type of universal bearing? So speed is given as 300 rpm there. So first, initially, you know, the diameter is given, radius can be divided by, just can be calculated diameter by 2, so you get 0.15 meters. Mass is given as 5 kg, length is can be converted in the form of meters, so you get 0.6 meters. Speed is already given 300 rpm. So from there you can calculate first omega 2 pi n by 60 formula. So substituting this, you get omega as 31.42 radians per second, and then mass moment of inertia, that is also can be calculated, I equal to mr square by 2. So using this formula, r is already known to you, you can substitute this value, so you get the mass moment of inertia as 0.056 kg meter square, and you can calculate the couple of the mass of this, that is nothing but mg into L. So mass is also known to you, you know the gravitation constant, and the length is given to you, that is 0.6 meter here, and using that you can get the couple as 29.43. okay, and from this actually you can calculate the omega p, because you know the gyroscopic couple, that is nothing but equal to I omega omega p. So from this when you calculate the value of already couple is known to you, okay, so that is 29.43. so if you take I value already known to you, omega also you can substitute, so you can calculate omega p from here. Okay, so substituting the value of this, you get omega p as 16.7 radians per second. Okay, so like this you can calculate the precision velocity. Next, if you study the effect of a gyroscopic couple on an aeroplane, okay, so for your syllabus you need to study the effects on aeroplane, and then for a automobile. Okay, only two things are there in your as per your syllabus, so no need to study the other part. So first let us see about the gyroscopic couple which is acting on the aeroplane. So you can see the direction of viewing, you can see from the rear side of that aeroplanes, that is from the rear end. So this is the rear end or the tail part, so this is nothing but about the tail part, and you can see this is about the front side, that's the front side is about having the nose, you can see. Okay, and you can see there is a left turn shown here. Okay, and this is about the top view. Okay, in the front views, this is about the front view. Okay, this is about the top view. So in the front view, if you see the active gyroscopic couple, whatever is there, the reactive will be opposite to this direction. Okay, and if you consider the axis, you can see axis of spin, axis of precision, and axis of the active gyroscopic couple is shown here, and also along with that plane of couple, plane of spin, and plane of precision can be understood from this. So how to take these effects, let us see for an aeroplane. So the top and front view of an aeroplane you can see in the figure. So let engine or propeller rotates in the clockwise direction. So from the engine part, let us see, consider as we are taking the direction as clockwise direction when seen from the rear or the tail end. So that they are considering the viewing direction is this side. Okay, so and the taking a left turn here. So this is considered here, and these are the initial things. So we have to consider omega, that is angular velocity of the engine in radians per second. Then m is nothing but the mass of the engine and the propeller in kg. K is nothing but the radius of gyration in meters, and I can be calculated by using mk square. V is the linear velocity of the aeroplane in meter per second, and r is nothing but the radius of curvature in meters. So omega p will be nothing but the angular velocity of rotation, that is v by r, that is radians per second. So gyroscopic couple of an aeroplane actually is nothing but same gyroscopic couple formula will be used, that is I omega into omega p. So this is the formula which you are going to use. So let us see about the effects which are considered. So when it takes a left turn, so the direction which is from O to X, it is moving the left side, so it is moving from X to X dash. Okay, and if you consider the right turn, you can see the OX is the initial, and when it takes a right turn, it will be moving from this direction. So this is about the right turn, and moving from this side. So from here it is taking the left direction, and here also when it is moving, taking the direction from here, it is moving in the right side. So both cases are shown here. So if the before taking the left turn, angular momentum of the vector which is represented by OX here, this is the initial one, and when it takes the left turn, the active gyroscopic couple which will change the direction of the momentum, angular momentum from OX to OX dash. So this is OX, then it moves from OX to OX dash. So this is the next one. So you can see in this figure, and then the vector which is moving from X to X dash, okay, that is nothing but representing the change of angular momentum or the active gyroscopic couple, and it is nothing but perpendicular to OX. So thus the plane of active gyroscopic couple will be nothing but XOY and will be perpendicular to XS dash. So this is about the vertical in this case as shown in this figure P. So it's according to this axis of precision and axis of spin, and the direction of viewing is from the rear side. So when the vehicle takes left turn, what is the effect, and when it takes a right turn, what is the effect, that you need to understand this. So by applying the right hand screw rule to the vector xx dash, you need to first find the direction of the active gyroscopic couple, which is clockwise as shown in the front view of the figure. Okay, in this figure front view it is shown the direction active gyroscopic and the reactive gyroscopic couple there, and when they are taking a left hand turning, the active gyroscopic couple on the aeroplane is in the axis of OZ, will be clockwise as shown in the figure. So the reactive gyroscopic couple, that is equal in magnitude of active gyroscopic couple, but will act in opposite direction. So reactive will be always in opposite direction, that is in the anti-clockwise direction. So in this, what will happen, the effect will be, it will try to raise the nose and dip the tail. Why? Because when it takes a left turn here, so it will try to raise the nose, means the nose will be there, whatever this part is going to rise here. Okay, and whereas the tail part of this is going to dip. Okay, so this is the condition when it is having the gyroscopic couple. So when it sudden taking the direction, changing the direction of this aeroplane, so there will be change that the nose part will be little bit moving in the up direction, and the tail part will come down. So these conditions you need to try to understand, raising the nose and dipping the tail of the aeroplane. Okay, so these are the 5 different conditions. From there it is can be understood from this. So automatically when the aeroplane takes a right turn, the same conditions what is given in the above effects here, about this was about the left, but if I take a right turn, what will happen in that case, the dipping of the nose will be there and the rising of tail will be seen. Whereas in the last case, what you are seeing when the taking the left direction, it is having the raising the nose and dipping the tail, whereas now you can see when the right turn, there will be dip in the nose and the raise in the tail. Okay, then when the engine or propeller rotates in anti-clockwise direction, so this is about the opposite direction, this is anti-clockwise. So when viewed from the rear end of the thing and the aeroplane takes a left turn, the effect of the reactive gyroscopic couple will be dipping the nose and then raising the tail. Okay, so this is when there is a direction is anti-clockwise direction. Okay, and when the aeroplane takes a right turn, this is about the right turn now, the same direction as of anti-clockwise direction, we take the same anti-clockwise but with respect to right turn. So in this case, what will happen, the effect of reactive gyroscopical will be raise the nose and then dip the tail. Okay, so these two are nothing but consideration for the second and third for the anti-clockwise direction. Then fourth and fifth again considered for the clockwise direction. Okay, so here what happens, in the engine or propeller rotates in the clockwise direction when viewed from the front side. So this is from viewed from the front, okay, clockwise direction when viewed from the front. Whereas here, if you have anti-clockwise direction, viewed from the rear part, okay. So here, the clockwise direction when viewed from the front side, the aeroplane when it takes a left turn, then here in this case it will raise the tail and then dip the nose. Whereas in the when the aeroplane takes a right turn in the same condition as a fourth here, that means clockwise direction and then viewing from the front side, then the gyroscopic couple will be nothing but raising the nose and then dipping the tail. So this condition will be for the clockwise direction but viewing from the front side, but this is left turn and this is right turn, okay. So like this you need to understand the different cases. When the direction is going to be different, automatically the effect is going to be different on the aeroplane, okay. So let us take this example here. So in this case, when an aeroplane makes a complete half circle, that is a 50 mm radius is given there, 50 meter, and then taking the left direction at speed is given as 200 kilometer per hour, and then radius of gyration, mass and k and speed n is also given there. So radius is 50, speed is kilometer per hour, that you can convert in meter per hour, then mass is m as 400 kg, radius of gyration 0.3 meter given, speed is also given. When speed is given, you can calculate omega 2 pi n by 60. Then you know the moment of inertia can be calculated by mk square, so you get a value of I. Then omega p can be calculated by the formula of v by r, that is velocity divided by the radius, so you get in radians per second. And you know that the gyroscopic couple formula c is nothing but equal to I into omega p. So substitute the values of I omega p, you get the value of couple, okay. And the effect for the left turn, already you know it, okay. So when it taking the left turn, just now we discussed all the cases. So when it takes a left turn, it will try to lift the nose and upwards and the tail downwards. So these effects you need to understand with the help of direction. So this vector diagram also you should show, and you should tell about the case, okay. So whenever the problems are asked, you need to state its effects, means you have to draw the figure how the direction is going to take place, and you have to write this effect, okay. So this will also carry marks along with the values what you are going to write. So just finding the gyroscopic couple will have some marks for this, but also to state the effect, what is the effect, that also along with the figure you need to show in the exam, okay. So like this you can solve with the problems on aeroplane.